Hey guys, it's Matt. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the X-Files revival finale, the sixth episode in the six-part comeback for the X-Files on Fox. The episode is called My Struggle 2. If you're wondering why the imaginative title, it's because it ties directly into the premiere episode, which was called My Struggle. And this is the first episode since the premiere to sort of address and tie into the whole big conspiracy that was introduced in that first episode that involved like Joe McHale's Ted O'Malley and all that stuff. So if you haven't seen the episode, I'm going into full spoilers. You might want to tune out and come back when you've seen it, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about some details here. It was a okay episode, kind of like the premiere was an okay episode. Some really bad, clunky dialogue, some really weird. It felt really small. It wasn't until the end when we started to actually see like bigger sets with traffic jams, like really like the last 5 minutes. Up until that point, we were experiencing a global pandemic that was sort of kicked off by the far-reaching conspiracy of shadowy men that dates back 60 years who've been tampering with everybody's DNA. Not alien DNA. Scully's got that. We found out that that's what's keeping her safe from this Spartan virus outbreak that has broken down everyone's immune system and making them susceptible to all types of illnesses and diseases. And so it's like an American pandemic turned into a global pandemic. It's all happening in one day. And all we get is Tad O'Malley covering it on his internet show as he slowly sort of crumbles under his own sickness. And we just keep cutting back to him while he's like, America's fallen, hospitals are being overrun, and shelters and all that stuff. The mainstream media is not covering this, so we're only getting it from him. And then he's like, and Europe is falling. And so it's really this big, big, giant story that feels really small and kind of low budget. And again, till the end when we kind of got some traffic jams, but even then they had that scene where Scully like stopped a riot. She's like, "Stop!" The guy has the sign. He's breaking through the window, and he like maybe because she doesn't have a mask, and they're wondering why she's not sick. Maybe that's the reason everyone stops their panic. But get to the hospital. We have a mystery vaccine. A lot of this episode was really strange and clunky. It did leave on a cliffhanger, though. I mean, we've all been wondering what this. I mean, the show's been doing well in the ratings. It's meant to come back, but was this going to bookend this story? Were we going to see William in this episode? So much of the season has been about him. That was the end point where it's like we need to get William's stem cells to save Mulder, and then the ship came down. So I kind of like that it ended on a cliffhanger because if they had wrapped up this giant story in this episode, it would have felt even sillier because this is something that didn't seem like it should be wrapped up this quickly in such a tight little episode with a lot of just interiors, a lot of just one hospital really, the one where Scully and Einstein were sort of bumming around the whole time. Oh, and by the way, so, Miller and Einstein were back. A lot of people last week were wondering, like, well, are these characters being brought in, are they going to be in a spin-off, or is it going to be the Miller and Einstein show now if Mulder and Scully get killed off? Which would be strange because they are such doppelgangers, and it's such a gimmick to have them on the show being who they are. For them to be the spin-off, it would be really weird. But I did like that they kind of came back and were actually more than one episode, more than just the shtick from last week's episode, and they came back. Yes, the Einstein skepticism got a little overwrought at times, but then there was that moment where they like didn't find the alien DNA in Scully's sequence, and that just sort of like delayed the danger for like 10 minutes for no reason, because then all they had to do was have a deeper conversation about microbiology and figure out what they did wrong. And, I'm not going to understand that, but I'm assuming they figured it out right, because science. And so then they were able to discover the vaccine like 10 minutes later, and that really just felt like padding things out. But yeah, some really strange dialogue, like Miller rescues Mulder, and he's like, we're leaving here, and no one's going to stop us, and the cigarette smoking man, like, talking about the decimation of the microflora and all this stuff. Agent Reyes came back. Annabeth Gish returned. It's sort of like an X role, if you've watched JFK, sitting on a bench and talking to Scully about how she's basically been doing the work of the cigarette smoking man so she can be spared from the Spartan virus that was coming. But she didn't really provide many answers. They kept asking the same questions over and over again, and nobody would give detailed answers. There was just a lot of dancing around the topic for a long time till the information got revealed at the end. So I think we all want it to come back. I think we're all in on this. I think we wanted to come back with a little stronger focus, a little tightening of the script, some better dialogue. Again, and also this Revival was weird in itself because of the way it was paced out, with it being only bookended with this conspiracy arc, and then like separate cases in between, some very funny, some really outlandish, a lot of tonal whiplash going on. So what did you guys think? You could read my review on IGN.com, and feel free to leave comments down below, and stay tuned to IGN for any more X-Files news.